time for a big game breakdown. As always, SBR odds and sportsbookreview.com. Make sure you check out the rating guide. Make sure you're betting with a trustworthy shop out there. Here we go. Game 4. Warriors looking to sweep the Spurs. Kawhi, as we tape this, already downgraded to doubtful. It opened 9-215. You saw it, but up to 12-216. As high as 12.5 and 217. 12.5's all over Vegas. Back down to 216 with the total. They didn't have Parker. They didn't have Leonard. And then David Lee actually gave him a boost in the first quarter. And then he got hurt too, Teddy.
Yeah, Lee's very questionable for this game as well. So, you know, it's a Spurs team that, let's call it what they are. You know, they fought the fight. They're not winning this series. They're probably not winning this game. Although we said the same thing about the Boston Celtics going into Game 3 at Cleveland. But it's a difference when you're down 2-0 versus down 3-0. And it's a Golden State team that may be able to learn from the lessons that Cleveland taught them yesterday, which is, gee, don't think you have it won when you got a 21-point lead in the third quarter. And look, you know, the books got destroyed. I mean, the books did not have a good weekend. You know, we didn't really talk about it in the opening segment, how badly they lost the NBA games on Friday and on Saturday. The books took an absolute beating, a bloodbath on both of those contests. It was Square City, and all the parlays hit, and there was an enormous amount of liability, and there are sportsbook directors here in Las Vegas who will be called into, you know, the GM's office on Monday explaining what the hell happened in the NBA this past weekend. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, the Spurs first half didn't get there against Golden State, but let's not forget the money came on Golden State for the first half in that game. That was 1.5 and 2, ended up closing, you know, 4.5 on that contest, Pauly.
Well, no Kawhi, that's a huge difference. I was surprised he didn't play. But they got Durant going again. He was in a rhythm. Mike Brown actually did a pretty good job. The Warriors had that lead going into the fourth quarter, and then when the Spurs made a quick run, then he put Durant back on the floor, which again, you have 2 of the 5 best players in the NBA. Why would you sit them at the same time? But here's the Brown quote. KD got in a groove. He would huge for us. Little. We didn't do anything tricky. He got hot. We wanted to keep in the middle of the floor, attacking downhill in pick-and-roll situations. He was terrific. He made the right play every time down the floor and made shots. He is who he is. On the other side, Ginobili, he's been a total pro in these playoffs, 21 points in 17 minutes. And he said, quote, "We knew we were going to be able to bounce back at least emotionally today and play a better game. The fact is that it's just too tough. We're missing Kawhi's offense and defense. They were too much for us today offensively. KD got hot in the moment when we had a chance," end quote. This is another thing, too. Maybe a blessing in disguise that Pachulia was out. McGee needs to get more minutes. McGee is a great fit on this team. McGee had 16 points in 13 minutes for the Warriors. He needs more playing time.
Sure, but, I mean, it's hard to get playing time on a team with 4 All-Stars. Look at the quote from Greg Popovich. "Our competitiveness was great. Every time you look up, you're playing against 4 All-Stars, so you better be pretty perfect. And competitive-wise, I couldn't ask for anything more." This, again, a coach of a team that just lost by double digits at home in a must-win Game 3 situation. So that's Coach being honest. His team is not as good as Golden State. They know it. Golden State knows it. I mean, Manager Ginobili knows it, talking about how they bounce back emotionally. And Ginobili, this last call for Ginobili, it might be. He's scoring 21 points in less than 18 minutes, doing everything he can possibly do. It doesn't matter. These teams, right now, Golden State's here, San Antonio's here, and there's a pretty big difference between these two. Whether it's a difference enough to cover a 12.5 point spread is another question entirely. A lot of it's going to have to do with what Golden State brings mentally in the second half of this ball game. But I'm convinced that from a straight-up perspective, we're not likely to see the type of upset we saw yesterday. The Warriors a little bit smarter than the Cavaliers when it comes to protecting a big lead in the postseason.
Hey guys, for the full video, go to sbrpicks.com.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.